Hello.
Got me on a
Welcome
little
back.
photo. Oh, there I go. Welcome back to the
Hello.
second. Oh, you want to do it?
No, I'm
Oh,
still trying to get it right.
all right. Welcome back to the second part of the Casual Convo Show. First part, we talked about leaving the job. We talked about friendships. We talked about when to walk away. Some good comments, from Paul, from, of course, my homie Shad Van Dam, Hamrick, Judy, Jay Nate, who made an appearance in the building, Jay Bear. You know, what's up, y'all?
He about to
We're
cuss
talking
me
about
out
when to walk
later.
away. And I'm going to pass it to Coco.
Hello. Hello, guys.
Keep going.
Okay. So,
I'm here.
okay. So this. Oh, okay. So this half we're going to continue the conversation of knowing when to walk away. Again, the topic came from. We always have conversations, but we never. But we always talk about how we stay in things too long, but we don't identify when to walk away, or like experiences of when you probably stay too long or should just walk away from something. So the first half we talked about walking away from a job, when to walk away from your friends. So now we're going to talk about when to walk away from family and your little boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever it is that you with. So the first step, I think let's go to family.
Mhm.
When do you walk away from family? Because some people think that you should never walk away from family.
I disagree. I disagree. When you at that, um, just like friends, you have family members who are narcissists, who it's about them. You have those who, um, there's nothing ever positive. Like if you go to them, some you might need someone to talk to. They never had time for you, but they're always coming to you for stuff. They always got something bad to say. Like I could, like you could be doing anything. It's like, why are you doing it? It's nothing ever positive.
Right.
No matter how hard you try, you may fall, but you'll try and try and try. And this person see you continuously trying, but they still have something negative to say. You ain't trying hard enough. You should have done this. You should have done that. You should have done that. And you may never ask this person for assistance. You might be like one of them person who's people who say, I'm gonna keep trying, I'm gonna keep trying, and you don't look for help because you wanna do it on your own. But rather than pull you to the side, say, hey, maybe you should try it this way. Let me see let's try this. They just put you down, even though you haven't given up. I mean, I'm not saying walk away forever, but they're the ones you have to turn the volume down on. Like, I'm not listening to this today.
I think disagreements over like values, morals,
Mm-hmm.
and beliefs. Because sometimes, I think we touched on it a little bit like a week ago when we were talking about like certain things about like family as far as like the
Mm-hmm.
development, how you pick up certain traits and values of your family. But I think as you get older and you
Uh-huh.
start to navigate through life and have life experiences,
Right.
sometimes your views change.
Mm-hmm.
Your sometimes your religious beliefs, your
Mm-hmm.
values, even your moral compass sometimes changes. Like
Mm-hmm.
we hear it all the time, but your parents say, I don't know where they get that from because I ain't raised them like that. Yeah, you probably didn't,
Mm-hmm.
but they picked that up somewhere along the way.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the ways where people, instead of trying to stay and make somebody force somebody to see your side or believe what you believe,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you gotta go ahead and do you and walk away from that. And a lot of times your family could make you feel your worst
Yeah.
than anybody else.
Yeah.
One of the things I think for me, what I
Uh-huh.
will walk away from is not, and I think that's anybody when I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel appreciated. And I think the same thing
Mm-hmm.
or treated as human.
That's the
Like
word, human. Yeah.
I'm there when you need me,
Right.
but when you don't have a need for me, I'm treated as though I'm inhuman. I can't have a feeling. And
Yeah.
the one thing I dislike is for somebody to tell me how I should feel, what I should say, what I should not say, and what's not valid to me. The same way I can't negate what somebody else say. I can disagree respectfully.
Yeah.
Your view just not my view, but I'm okay with that. But I'm not gonna go into no malicious thing. But when it comes to that, and I've
Yeah.
had those experiences recently where I've had to just be like, you know what, I'm not even going to do this. I know what I show up to the table with. I know what I do. I know what I don't do. But sometimes you gotta love people from afar, and I'm
Mhm.
noticing I have to love a lot of people from a distance.
Yeah. Um, Religion is the one thing that can really separate a family. Um, I never had that problem because when I walked away from Christianity, my mother never came at me saying, "I raised you a Christian." Da 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 da. Da. We sat and talked about it, and I had converted to Islam at the time, but I'm glad with her. She already knew. My mother. That's why my mother, love her to death. I mean, she's gone now, and tomorrow will be her 78th birthday, 80th
Mhm.
birthday. I mean, no, 81st birthday.
Oh.
Wow, she's been 81. Yeah. Um, the one thing about her that I was glad is she always talked to me about things, and when I converted to Islam, and people like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Da, 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 da. You know, she let it be known, y'all need to read. Y'all need to stop thinking he believe in a different God and all this other. Y'all need to read. Because I didn't know she had a Quran. You
Oh.
know, I didn't know until maybe 10 years later. I didn't know. And see, she knew. Because see, that's how my mother was. And she enlightened a lot of people like, y'all need to stop judging my son. You know.
Mhm.
But see, I see with a lot of people who don't agree. And, it's just I think that's one of the things that separate families is religion. Because people, and I'm not going to just say our people, because it's in everyone, black, white, no
Mhm.
matter what. They will walk away from you, even though the very book that they read tells you should love them,
Yep.
regardless. And I'll walk away from someone, a family member, for that reason. Like, you can't respect what I believe. Just because I believe something else doesn't make me a bad person because we don't know what's on the other side. We can only go by what we've learned through experiences, what we're taught, whatever. But
Mhm.
that doesn't make me a bad person. I got friends who are atheists that we get along like that, even though we believe differently. And with family, I walk away from family if you got your mind closed to whatever I got to say, that means you don't value my opinion. And I don't need you then. And
Mhm.
when you feel like I have some value, then you come knocking on my door like, yo, man, I apologize for making you feel like shit. Because I'm not going to come to you. My family know you do me wrong. I'm so much an introvert, even though you don't believe it. But they'll tell you I'm the one in the family. My mother always said, you are the different child. I'm the one in the
You took the
family,
test.
huh?
You took the test.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm way on the other side. I'm not even down
I'm,
the middle.
I am very interested and very intrigued. I would like to see your results,
I'll do it again tonight and I'll send it to you.
please.
But yeah, I'll do it again tonight. But I'm way on the other side, like way on the other side. And
Oh.
they'll tell you I'm the one who you could put on the island, and you're like, you okay? Yeah, don't come back for 10 years. I'm good.
You know the biggest
My
thing I
mother
see.
had. Let me tell you something. My mother, when I was in the military, my mother had to call a Red Cross to track me down because I didn't contact nobody. But I was fine. I mean, I wasn't ignoring anyone. I was just
Oh,
being
that's
me.
cool.
And the Red
I'm
Cross
trying
was
to
like,
tell you, I
"Hey,
file a missing person report. You
but
play
she
with me if
did
you
that."
want to.
Call the Red Cross, and they had to contact me, say, "Hey, your mother been trying to find you." Da, 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 da. I said, "Oh, I'm good. I was in Germany, and they connected us." I said, "Nah, mom, I'm good." She said, "I ain't heard from you since basic training, and the war broke out." I said, "Nah, I'm straight." Yeah, she had to
I
call the
think
Red Cross.
I think another thing that causes people to like walk away from their family is like money, especially during a time of death.
J Bear.
Um, he ain't never lied. But before we get to the monetary thing,
I
so
listen.
J-Man said potato salad versus macaroni and cheese and his family. So listen, I never forget it. I was a little girl, and so you remember like, well, I know some families probably still do it, but my family used to come together like every Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
holidays, and all the
Mm-hmm.
women would be in the kitchen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always that one family member that can't cook. They always want to cook
Always
everything.
want to cook stuff.
No, we had this one family member. I ain't even gonna say who she is. Well, she not from Baltimore though, but she used to come up. That's
Mm-hmm.
how tight knit we used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Daytrick.
What's up, Jake? Been a long
So,
time.
so she would come in. So she would always come up, and she would always bring a bunch of pans. So, Mama used to be like, "But I don't know why you keep bringing it. Put it in the refrigerator." So it's always that one
Mm-hmm.
boisterous and just that one. It's that one
Mm-hmm.
real direct, blunt,
That one aunt.
the one that like you.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna eat that shit.
That one.
She'd be like, yeah, the one that
That one auntie.
she used to be like, throw it in the trash. I'm like,
That one
but
auntie.
and it would really cause something. And I don't know, something happened. What I don't know if it was over food or what, but she probably was hurt and felt some type of way. She stopped coming.
Oh man.
So it's always that one good because ain't nobody gonna eat that stuff anyway.
But you know
Just get
something about
out of the
that?
door.
You know something that see that's why I love our people. Our people get me mad. That's why we got that one aunt, that one auntie that say shit like that, and you got that one drunk uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that woman, everybody eat that shit. Take that shit out of it. We heard everyone's feelings. That's the
Yes.
blunt one.
No, I think that, but no, getting back to the other thing that I think make
Yeah.
people walk away from their family
Mhm.
is like money, especially like
Oh
inheritance,
man. Yeah.
land, especially like after um you lose somebody,
Hmm.
and you could see a close knit family, but soon as one person, it's like everybody beefing over like money, this is and the
Yeah.
third,
Money.
and I've seen family members like walk away like it wasn't that they wanted anything,
Hmm.
it was just disheartening to see
Hmm.
like your family, like what we doing, like over this,
Yeah.
and it's not even that like the other people need it. It's just because it's that greed,
Yeah.
and that gets to some people, and that'll make you walk away from some people. And
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
I mean,
Big
I
time.
just seen I've seen money, I've seen land, I've seen different things tear people or tear families apart, make people just cut their family straight off.
Yeah.
Most of the time they be in the wrong, but
Yeah. Money. Yeah. Yeah. Money. Money will do it every time, man. Money will do it every time. And
my grandmother, let me tell you, God rest her soul, I love this lady. So
mhm.
my cousin,
Yeah.
he had damn, he became, what's the word when you change, he became Sunni, right?
Yeah. Something.
So I mean he fully bona fide, he don't went to Mecca, he
Oh
did it
man.
all.
So he's a
Yeah,
hot shit.
yeah. So he in it. So everybody will call him by his new name,
Hmm.
not my
What
grandmother.
happened? Oh man.
Every time she come in, now my grandma used to love like pork chops, bacon,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. So
Yeah.
we cook. So his mom, which is my aunt, the one like you, she
Hmm.
would make sure she make what he eats and stuff like
Hmm.
great stuff.
Yeah.
Now my grandmother, don't come up
Oh
here
man.
then, because you be eating it all your life. Now all of a sudden you a Muslim. She could
Yeah.
never say it right. You
Yeah.
a Muslim.
Muslim. Yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
want to just be up here, huh? I'm like, he not gonna eat that.
Yeah.
Hmm. He gonna eat it, get hungry enough. I bet you he'll eat it all his life now on the side. I was used to he used to be like, and he used to try to talk to her so calmly
Yeah.
or whatever. And she used to be like, I ain't gonna say what his name is, just out of respect. But she
Yeah.
used to call him by the
Yeah.
name that we always called him all his life, like his nickname. But we
Yeah.
had it, all of us had like nicknames. So she called him his nickname. And I said, like, Grandma, it's not. She like, he heard what I said. Get up, come here. I need you to do something.
Yeah.
And then she would just talk. He would be so frustrated, and like
Yeah.
you could see it boiling. And I was like,
Yeah.
And I used to try to talk to her, and I'm like, that could be hurtful,
It is. It is.
or something like that. And but when they old school like that, my grandma
Mm.
was born like 17, 18. She ain't trying to hear none
Oh
of that.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah,
You
she's back
come at her
there.
with something like I
Yeah,
had, like even down to the point, like if we I had a boyfriend.
yeah.
He was black, but he was pretty. She get on the
Was
phone.
he light skinned?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
I
was,
figured
he was
because the
beautiful.
pretty guys are light skinned.
No, he was beautiful. She get on the phone. She was so disrespectful. Yeah, she had this little Puerto Rican over here.
Dang!
But wait a minute, he's sitting right there though. Mind you, she like 4'11",
Oh, so she's short. She was.
and she'd just be like, "This how she walk through this move, move, move." And I'm like, "Come on now," and I used to be like, "You can't do that," but it will make, but and I felt like part of that
Yeah,
was like why one. I mean, I know why he moved away for certain things, but I think he
yeah,
stopped coming around more so because it was like if you can't respect
yeah,
where my life has came now, I gotta put distance right here, and I think that that's okay if you gotta do that for you, for your peace of mind.
yeah,
You gotta do what you gotta do. But I be tickled about certain situations now because it's
yeah,
like those moments, but it didn't take away the love though. But I think
yeah.
respect is like the biggest thing.
You know what? You know what? When I had converted, I had that issue with a lot of friends. That's why I cut a lot of them off because before that, and I always tell people, I mean, I've walked away from it because I'm more of a spiritual person, not in the religion thing. But when I before that, and people say, "Oh, you're bashing Christianity." I said, "No, I'm not bashing Christianity." I said, when I was a Christian, I had a huge ego. I used to put people down. I was all that. I didn't give a shit. And
mm,
but when I had converted to Islam, all that rage I had went,
mm,
and people used to do the same thing, saying, "Oh, you think you all that because you this?" I said, "No." I said, "What it is?" I said, "I just seen a different. I see a different light now. I was able to see what I was, and I didn't want to be that person again."
and it's more
You know,
discipline.
yeah. And I told him, I
This is
said, if I was, because see what I told him, I said, if, and this is what my friends started walking away from, which I was cool with. I said, if I was that person again, I would beat your ass right now for disrespecting me.
mm-hmm.
And after that, they walked away, and then my friendship. I mean, I'm not even gonna say they were my friends because it was like my mother said, I was their friend, but they weren't my friends
Yeah,
because I was always there for them, but they was never there for me. So I'm not even gonna say they were my friends. I'll just say associates or acquaintances. They just started walking away, which I was like, you know. And then I got, like I said, here I got maybe two friends, two homies, and I've never really had that issue with family when it comes to that. Um, they just when I had converted, they actually came to me more for information, wisdom, stuff like that. The person to talk to, where they saw I was more calm. I mean, I would talk to them when I was wild, and all that. But then they got to like, damn, you're a different person. You're a different person. You're a different
yeah.
person. So I never had that problem with family.
I think
That's okay.
in my family I was more free spirited
Yeah,
type. My
yeah.
like
I was just to myself.
no, my family they like real reserved.
Yeah,
They're bougie.
yeah.
And you see me, I'm ratchet. So like, no, I'm joking.
Oh, you got some ratchet in you.
But that's how I was show.
But
And
that's
so
cool
I
though,
was more so what you see.
Hmm.
I was who my personality was just what it was going to be. I
Yeah,
couldn't fake it. I didn't want to.
yeah.
So there were some strained relationships,
Hmm.
and there were some people that I stuck. And a lot of times, but most of them came back around as I got older because it was like, let's just
Hmm.
now being now. Yeah, I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. I
Yeah,
can't show up as anything other than that because
right.
and I'm not gonna say that I didn't do it when I was younger.
Hmm.
I felt like I wasn't being true to who I was. I was living a
Hmm.
life that they wanted me to live.
Exactly.
And I think sometimes within our families, we don't let other family members have their own personality. And
Yeah,
that's when you try to conform people to who you want them to be. So when they start to change and be who they are,
Mm-hmm.
now it's a problem because that's not the look that you had for them. Instead of just letting people be people. So like
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I had like this um the aunt I was talking about, the little feisty one, and I got another aunt. She
Mm-hmm.
was so virtuous. And like my
Mm-hmm.
grandmother would always be like, no, just be like grandma, she ain't play about me.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be, no, like just be, be who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And they would like encourage that, like the one thing they were big on, no judgment.
Yeah.
So they didn't do that. So that the thing was, you need us, we here, be you. You want to do whatever, especially like when I started getting tattoos. Oh, it was the end of the world. My uncle was like, that better wash off. Nope.
No, they don't wash off, homie. You gotta laser them joints off.
Nope.
It costs money. Yeah,
I
that's
started getting more, and but I did a lot of things like
yeah,
rebelliously, because it was
yeah.
like, how um the more you try to shelter, the more you,
You rebel.
and it's more so out of curiosity, because it's
Yeah.
like, what are you trying to hide from me? So, and I think that, but it also helped me in my parenting style, where I wasn't friends with my kids, but I wasn't afraid to let them explore to a degree,
Mm-hmm.
but I was still guarded in certain ways.
Yeah.
um but I allowed them the space
Mm-hmm.
to be who they are.
Yeah. Like with my mother, and I tell people who are the two biggest heroes of my life, you know, my mother and Malcolm X. Because my mother said when she was carrying me, um,
Mhm.
she would watch Malcolm X speak. And she said whenever she see him speak, I would kick. She said, I know you heard him because you will always kick when you heard his voice. And with my mother, she taught me years ago. This is what she told me. And then she had told me, she said, you are my different child. When I was young, I didn't understand. She told me. And I got a cousin named Donna told me the same. She said, you're different than your brothers and your sister. And and then she's like my big sister, but she's actually my cousin. But my mother said, you are the different child. You are my gifted child. And she said, but I'm going to tell you something. She told me this when I was, I guess, about 9. Because I was asking about my father's. I was like, yo, what's up with this nigga? Well, I ain't say it like that, but she said, I'm going to tell you something. She said, sit down. She sat me down. We were sitting in the kitchen. Because, my brother and sister had their father. And
Mhm.
I had my uncle, which is my mother's brother, you know, and 'cause we had a lot of our family is full of females. It's just males are just not born in our family. So she sat me down. She said,
Where
"I'm gonna
you
tell you,
come from?
I'm one of the very few. Me and my brother, me and my my other brother passed away, but me and my two brothers,
Mhm.
my generation had the most boys.
Oh.
Yeah, but after that, I got a bunch of girls. He had 2 girls. Yeah, it's a whole lot of girls. So she sat me down. She said, I'm going to tell you this about your father. She said, your father was a great man, real good man. He
Okay.
could have been a great father to you. And I'm like, now I'm thinking he died and shit. I'm like, damn, he died. She said, but this is the problem. She said, he was married. And I was like, at 9 years old, you don't know what the hell. I'm like, well, okay, so what? Basically, she said she was the side chick. She told me. And I was like, huh? And at 9, you're still trying to process that shit.
I mean, your mother?
My mother was the side chick. She told me. She told me at 9, I'm trying to process it. I'm 9 years old. I don't know about this stuff. It wasn't called a side chick back then. I forgot. She just said, and I didn't understand. She said, well, your daddy was married, but he liked me, and things happened, and you were born.
Mhm.
And I was like, well, how many other sisters and brothers here? This is what she said. Well, you got a sister who's right under you.
Right.
I said, okay, because I got on his side, I got 4 sisters, but I'm the oldest one.
Okay.
And I said, what's their name? This is what she said. Elaine is your sister under you. Now, Elaine is my mother's middle name. He named her after my mother. Yeah. He was gonna leave his wife for my mother, but she told him, you got a marriage. She said, I'll raise him. You you raise your family. And that's why I never really had the relationship with my father. They agreed to that. She didn't want to mess up the marriage.
Oh.
So they walked away like that. But she said that he would send her money. for me to take care of me. You
Mhm.
know, it was just it's just like this is still my son, but he kept it on the low. I never got a chance. I think last time I met him I was 5, and I
Mhm.
remember the situation. But yeah, but anyway, she told me you need to be who you are, whatever you feeling inside. You
Be
be who you are,
who you
because
are.
because I would never talk to other people, but everyone wanted to talk to me, and people thought I had something wrong with me. And I wish my brother Dwale was on here. He'll tell you that they took me to Fort Hamilton, New York, to test me because they thought I had a issue. And when they tested it, they said, "No, your son ain't got an issue. He's a freaking genius." Because I maxed out the little test they had, but they said I have a real strong introverted personality.
Mhm.
And she said, "You be who you are. If that's who you are, that's who you are." And all through life, she kept telling me, reminding me, "You got to be you. You got to be you." And I told her when I was young, I said, she said, "What do you think?" I said, to be honest, I said, I feel like my mind is a universe, or I'm a person in the solar system because I used to draw all the time. Now that's how I became infatuated with Saturn because Saturn is the one planet that looks different than the others. I said, I feel like Saturn. She said, "What do you mean?" I said, I just feel like I'm on my own planet,
Mhm.
and other planets go a different way, and I go the opposite way. She said, well, actually, I don't want to use the name of that planet, but Uranus. That's the planet that spins sideways,
Mhm.
but it also has rings.
Yes.
And she told me, she said, that's the planet you are because you're spinning different than everyone else. And she kept telling me, you be you. And all through life, people kept saying to me, nah, man, you got this attitude. You spoiled. I got called spoiled. I called all these names.
Mhm.
And she said, let them call you that because you know you're not.
Yeah.
And a lot of people distanced themselves from me because they felt I had this holier than thou attitude. And I'm like, no, I just like being alone. I'm not, yes, I'm antisociable to a point. I'll meet people, but a lot of times I'm like, I see I'm going home.
Mhm.
That's why anywhere I go, I always drive myself. Like if something going on in Baltimore, there's a lot of people from here going, I'm like, y'all, I'm driving myself. Because I like when I'm ready to leave, I'm ready to leave. I'm like I don't like to wait. I'm like when I'm ready to go, I'm ready to go. Yeah. My
Okay.
buddy, yeah. So um yeah, and with family members, they respect me now. Cause back then they always felt like, man, you always this and that and. Well, okay. No, it wasn't called Thate, man. I can't remember the words she told me, man. Well, basically she said, she did call me. She said she did say this. She said, you are a little bastard. And I didn't know, but
Well,
she explained it to me. She said,
so
but see
when do
that
you walk away from a relationship? I hate to say the best for last.
damn,
When they get on my
outside of cheating,
nerves.
when the respect level is gone.
But people still stay when they cheat. So
That's what
I
I said.
so
That's what I
clearly
said. Outside of
it's a
cheating.
forgivable cheat and then it's an but I don't know what the
That's what I said. Outside of cheating. That's what I mean.
I think
I guess when the respect level is gone, when there's no respect,
I think when there's no communication. Like when we can't
that goes with it too.
talk.
Yeah.
Like if we can't talk or if I can't be vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to dip.
I agree, and that's what I mean about the respect. If especially if we're having situations and you're always telling your friends, and when you tell your friends, you're not talking to your friends like like what should I do? You're basically trashing me. This nigga, this nigga, that, and, stuff like that, and we can't talk about it. I gotta hear from somebody else that we're having situations. You're out there telling my business. You tell them, yeah, he got time for his dogs, but he ain't got time for me. Shit like that. I'm like, yo, why you put me out there like that?
But
Communication.
this
I
is the
think it's
thing.
mm-hmm.
I, something about that don't sit well with me because it's like you knew this is something that was a hobby when you met me. So
Amen.
the same way if you meet me and for instance, like if my schedule is work, school,
Mm-hmm.
let's say paint, spend time with my kids, grandkids,
Hmm.
whatever. You
Hmm.
knew this is it. Why is it a problem
Now,
after the fact when you signed up for this?
right.
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
agree.
You knew what it was. So don't throw something in my face that you, if you had a problem with it in the beginning, you should have expressed that, because maybe I would have walked away in the beginning,
Hmm.
because if this is something that is satisfying for me,
Right.
you know, because I think even in every relationship, you still have to have something that's yours, that brings you,
Joy, peace.
yeah,
Yeah.
outside of your person, right?
Right.
So, but don't, I don't like when people throw up people something that's special to a person up in their face soon as they get mad. Because then I'm looking at it like, did you ever even care? Or, you know,
Yeah.
was it ever any love there? Something like that.
Yeah.
Um, J Bay said when the sex change or compare you to the other.
I could deal with the
That's
sex.
major. I
I
can't.
could deal with the sex
I can't.
changes because we can
I
work
can't.
that. But when I'm being compared to somebody else, I'm like, okay, well, you know who I
Yeah, if we
was.
try to work it out and it still don't work,
Okay, now that's different.
yeah,
Like
it's
with my ex,
definitely because I feel like you getting it from somewhere else, or we just
yeah,
not compatible, or either you're not attracted to me, or
yeah,
something. Something
yeah,
is going on.
yeah,
But comparing to somebody else, I don't. First of all, we're in a relationship, and you still comparing me to. Well, first
right,
of all, we can't be in a relationship and you comparing me to somebody.
exactly.
But if we're in a relationship and we're committed and we're exclusive,
Hmm.
I'm definitely going to walk, because at that point, another person should not play a factor,
Right.
or their actions should not be a factor in any disagreements or any
You shouldn't even be thinking about the other
progress, right,
person.
that we
Yeah,
have. If Because I look at it, if everything I do reminds you of your ex, you were looking for your ex in me, or you're
exactly.
looking to put that. You still want to be in something with that person because
You
you're
want that same thing.
yourself.
Yeah.
Don't do me like that. I don't like that.
That's why when I do get into relationships, I never answer the question of what was your ex like,
Mm-mm.
because I'm
I don't
not
even
thinking
bring it
about
up.
my. The reason she's my ex is because she's my ex. I don't think about what she used to be because
Mhm.
she's in the past. So I'm not going to answer that question. Any person I get with, I always lay it down. That's why. I got into a discussion with this chick today, and I was asking her. I said, "You're asking about what this man can do for you." Da da da. I said, "You need to present yourself to who you are straight out the box." So if he's faking the funk, you can call him in on his bullshit. But if you going into a situation where you gonna get him some damn Marilyn Chambers or Holly, what's her name, Holly Hunter sex, like to make this guy like, oh shit. Then
Yeah.
when y'all get together, you just up and down in. Then you played yourself. I said, I tell it like if I'm with somebody, if we get to that point, we say, okay, we're gonna make this, we gonna ride this.
Right.
I break it down and tell her, like, yo, I ask her, I say, what do you call and what is your industry? What is your I literally ask those questions straight up. And if they ask me about me, I'll tell them straight up. So when it go down, they're not expecting me to be freaking John Holmes or somebody. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not, but I'm just saying they're not expecting me to be John Holmes or this guy who can go 45 minutes without even breathing, which nobody can do that. We all got to breathe. But I'm just saying, you know, and I think with people, they have these expectations. Then I'm jumping into relationships, man. But
That's what we're in. We're in relationships.
oh, okay. Anyway, I was talking like relationships, like staying together. You know,
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you something. If these, I got these two games, right? I'm gonna show you. If
mm-hmm.
these can't help you fix your relationship or something going on,
You said
I play.
games.
Yeah, they
Oh,
like
okay.
card games.
Oh,
But
see, I like doing shit like that.
one is the devil. I
I never heard
make
that.
sure you got a solid liver,
Is that what they call the devil?
and y'all got enough time to sleep it off. No, this one, the questions
I gotta
are,
find that. Is that the card game? Like
yeah. So it's pretty
like
much,
Cards Against Humanity? Yeah. Do or
so it's
drink.
pretty much like it'll ask you questions,
Yeah.
and it's fun, but it's also a way to explore like how well you pay attention or get to
I
know. But
like
it's
shit like
also
that. I
like a
gotta get that.
conversation starter. So
I'm gonna put
let's
that in
say
my
it,
phone.
it may be a question like
Do or drink.
who's the most stubborn, right? And if it's you, like if both of us say you,
I'm just putting it in my
you
phone so I know to
you
buy
would
it.
take a you got to take like 2 or 3 shots or something like that. But it's a fun game. It's cool. I like
Duration.
that. So
I
then
like that.
this one is not so much. It's more intimate, but it's like the perfect questions. It states things that like I think things that you typically wouldn't ask a person that you want to deal
Yeah.
with. So this is another one I think is really cool.
I can't see the name of
Um,
it. Remember, it's backwards on this side. What's it say?
date night game.
Date night
Is that
game. Put that in. But see, I like shit like that.
yeah? It's Let me see. I'm gonna show you.
That's
So
like that's like Cards Against Humanity. I love playing that.
this one you can also it's an optional for you to drink
Yeah,
with this one, but it's
yeah.
more conversation with this one. Hold on. Let me see.
That right there is the perfect relationship builder against those type of games.
So it has questions like, would you rather? So it has fun, quirky stuff, and then it has serious stuff. So it's a
Yeah.
mixture. So this one say, would you rather never have to use the bathroom or never have to fill your car with gas again? So and then it's like you'll see. So it's like fun stuff like that. And then let me see if I can get one of the serious ones.
That's
Um,
wild. I gotta buy that. I gotta buy those.
then it
Just in case I
was
get into it with somebody, I'll be like, yo, check this play this game right
hold on. Then it's another one that says,
here.
oh, this one say, oh, this one drinking. It say, get your drink on. It says, so it is. It says instructions. So you have questions and instructions. So
Yeah.
this one is like instruction number 2. Get your drink on. Grab
Mm,
a tasty beverage and guess if your partner will pick option A or option B.
okay.
So that's like option A is top, option
Yeah.
B is bottom. Using the A and B cards before asking a question. If you're right, okay,
Okay.
that's just an instruction number 2. So then it says, hold on. Would you rather have wisdom or money?
Oh man,
Um,
that's a tough question though.
oh, would you rather live in perpetual nighttime or perpetual daytime? So it's kind of like thought revoking, conversation starters, and it's a good way to get to know your partner on a deeper level or somebody you get to know.
You know something? We know Daytrick is back because you know Daytrick be putting they. That's like remember.
Oh, I
That's what
missed it. You gonna
that's
read
why I
it?
remember Daytrick because Daytrick breaking.
This is cool.
Let's see what's listen. The reality is that this is a struggle for a lot of people. There are a lot of people in relationships right now who, well, I guess I can read it right here. Oh, where am I? Right now, who don't belong there. Let me take my glasses off. Who never belong there. All right, that might be you. And the reality is that we become very attracted to individuals, and we invested in. Oh, it shifted on me. All this time and energy, it becomes a struggle to walk away, and the time to have to go let go may have.
You're not reading out aloud right.
Oh, my bad.
You ain't listening in school.
My bad.
So basically, the reality is that this is a struggle for a lot of people. There are a lot of people in relationships right now who don't belong there, who never belong there. All right, that might be you. And the
Yeah.
reality is that we become very attached to individuals and
Mm-hmm.
we've invested all this time and energy. It becomes a struggle to walk away, and the time to have to let go might have been a long time ago. All right, but I understand it's not always that simple. That's very true.
Right. It's true. Very true. But you
I,
know what? Those games you got, those are perfect relationship
or even in the
games.
beginning, like the peel
Yeah.
back the layers,
Oh
when
yeah. Yeah.
because most people won't look at it like, oh, it's a game, it's a whatever, and it's like you can relax, you can have some wine. Don't do shots.
Right. Mm-mm.
Shots, you ain't gonna get past 3 questions.
You didn't get
It was
paid.
one people saying, take. I was like, what is it? 3 shots for what? I'm wrong.
And 3 shots is all I need. Now when
Do
I
a
come
drink.
up there,
Yeah.
you need to tell Fallon that we're gonna be playing that game. I'm joking. Listen, and see, you know how me and my daughter's moms had hooked up. She
Mhm.
like video. She plays the PlayStation, and I play the PlayStation. So we competed against each other,
Mhm.
and that's what built us like that. It was always a competition, but the competition led to something. But I also had one who used to love me, who used to sit there and like me watch playing, because she loved video games, but she wasn't good at it. So when I played it, she was always there, like, and she would get real intrigued by certain things. You see, and I think with relationships today, people don't find anything common among each other. It's like, this is what I do. This is what I do. And like you said about the painting and everything, like if I meet someone who likes to paint, draw,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be intrigued anyway because I'm like, okay, I want to see what she does. And I might have a competition, but a friendly competition. Let's see
Mm-hmm.
who can do this. You can paint, I can draw. Let's see who can do the same piece of art in their medium. And I think today people are ready to just jump in it
Right.
rather than saying, okay, what do you like? What do you dislike? And they say, well, I didn't know you liked it. Yes, you did. You just ignored it.
It's not a therapy game, J Bear. It's not a therapy
No, it's
game.
not. Not.
It's just a game to get to know you. Like
It's a, yeah,
you ever see
relationship
some
builder.
people right,
It's like
and
getting to know you. Getting to know you.
it just gives a different level to the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder, Daytrick made a good point.
Yeah.
When people stay in stuff too long, maybe stay too long because of time invested, you be like, oh, I've been with you this
Mm-hmm.
amount of time. I think that's the same in friendships or any type of relationship that you may
Mm-hmm.
have, even when it comes to employment.
Mm-hmm.
I've been here all this time. And I think a lot of times it also go, people fear change and you become
Yeah.
complacent because I'm gonna deal with what I already know. It's
Mm-hmm.
nothing out there. People don't want to. It can be a struggle to walk away, but I think if it's really meant for you to walk away and
Mm-hmm.
you know it's time, you will. And I think that's one of the things we're talking about is like knowing when
Mm-hmm.
to walk away from something. And a lot of people will stay in something and be miserable, whether it's
Yeah.
a job, a
Yeah.
friendship, a personal relationship, a romantic relationship, anything like that for over complacency. And I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head for real,
Mm-hmm.
honestly. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, your time and energy is something that you can't get back, but I think it's also important to make sure you understand your time is valuable. And why
Yeah.
are you staying in that thing? Because we can't blame other people or say
Right.
because we made the choice to stay in this knowing that we're not happy or this is not where it's gonna go,
Mm-hmm.
and you still there.
I think that's.
I think a lot of us think we can change people or this person is going to change for me. That's not the truth. You
And
know,
I
if a
think
person
that's.
don't want to be there, they don't want to be there.
And I think that's just what social media has made, has screwed everyone's brain because people today don't want to. They listen to everything they see on social media, and they feel like no one wants to take accountability. Okay, maybe sometimes you're the problem. Look at, like, with me. I tell people in a minute, I can't get in a relationship right now because I know how I am. I can get distant, and
Mhm.
that's unfair to the person. I tell people that right after I know I'll get distant because I do that with friendships. I get distant. I do that with my family. Like, I'll come home. I may not call my family. I've gotten better at it, but my family tell you I will go a week or two and not call anybody. It's not I don't want to be. I don't want to deal with them. It's just I be so much into what I'm doing, my art, my music, my dolls. I told my mother, I be on my own planet,
Right.
spinning in my own direction. And it's not that I don't love them. I love them to death. But I know I can't give them the time. And it'd be unfair to them for them to be waiting on me to do whatever when I know I'm not going to do it. you know?
Paul answering the questions. Paul said, "Wisdom will put me in a position to have money." But Dietrich made another good point,
Mm-hmm,
and I 100% agree. He
mm-hmm,
said it's easier said than done, but I want you to have more clarity on when you know it's time for you,
mm-hmm.
when you can walk away guilt
Guilt
free
free.
without second
Oh,
guessing
second
if
guessing.
you did it too soon, if you should have tried harder.
Yeah.
So I agree. I definitely agree.
Mm-hmm,
I think I can speak from experience. I know for a fact I've stayed in certain relationships way too long
yeah.
than what I should have.
Yeah.
Um, and it was more so it wasn't I was invested, but the other person wasn't. So
Mm-hmm,
when we make these decisions, and even when you talk about a relationship or your partnership, if
mm-hmm,
the other person is not in it,
mm-hmm.
it ain't gonna work.
It ain't going to work.
You can't be in it by yourself. But I think you're right in saying, okay, have I done everything I can do without regrets? And I think that's when people they call it like circling the block now.
Looking the block. Yeah.
So you keep going back and recycling the same people because
Mm-hmm,
you it's always that maybe if or this person could have or you know what I mean or something like that. But I think it's damn that term. I don't want to say case by case. I think it depends
I
on
mean, I mean, it is.
the person and the people involved. Like
Yeah.
if both people are not willing to work to make it better, it's not
Mhm.
going to.
It's not gonna
And then
work.
I think it also a thing of compromise. You ever see some people in a relationship, they always the person the same way in like some friendships, they always giving and nobody wants to compromise.
Hmm.
How is that going to work? So yeah, you can say, have I done everything I've done? But at the same time, it's like you gotta be also in a space within yourself
Hmm.
to know that it's time. And some people look at other people for completion.
You know what? And Paul is a little older than me, and he'll tell you. And I found once I got in my 50s, even my late 40s, when you get older, you have less patience for bullshit, and your time is really precious. You're not going to waste your time on
Mm,
anything and anyone. You know, because I mean, I'll be 60 next month, and I tell my niece Morena, I say, Morena, you have to live your life to make you happy,
mm-hmm,
because you're not going to impress everyone. You're not going to make everyone happy. People want you to live the life they want you to live. I said, but when you go to bed at night and lay your head on the pillow, are you happy because you did something because someone else did it, or did you do it because? I said, every night I go to bed, whatever that, other than work, because I have to earn a living, but other than work, when I go to bed at night, I always say to myself, hell yeah,
mm-hmm.
I did what I wanted to do. It could be, you know, modifying my dolls or drawing or getting on my turntables or whatever. It could be anything, or trying to finish this story or these stories I've been writing for 2 years. But I'll go to bed and I'm like, and even when I'm in bed, what puts me to sleep is I'm always thinking about, okay, how can I add to this story? Or like, I should buy this doll on Amazon and make it look like blah, 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 blah. Or I, like with a mix, I'll say like, damn, I just got a mix in my head. And I'll pull out my phone and put it in my phone. Okay, do this mix. You know, I go to bed always thinking about what I can do tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
hobby wise, so I can be like, yeah, hell yeah, that's just dope. You know, you get older, you think differently, you feel different because your time is your time. And if people don't understand that, well, you just gotta
You
look at
shouldn't
it.
have to feel forced, like it's being like you're forcing something to work.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah. You're right. For
if
not
it,
less zero, right?
um,
Datrix, you need to be on the show more often because you be
they
laying stuff
David
down.
is a married man. He has a beautiful wife. They're so
Yeah,
cute.
but
He
Datrix
said,
be
I want
laying it
y'all to
down though.
understand when you're moving in the right direction in regards to walking away and letting go. So number one reason as or number one sign is that it's time to let go when the relationship consistently drains you. I 100%
Mm-hmm.
agree.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, there are also people who stay instead of energizes you. I agree.
Right.
Unfortunately, a lot of us, such as myself, learned that later in life.
Yeah.
Learned
It's,
that late
it,
in life. Late in life. Where were
that's the person I
you
talked about when she was telling me
years
how
ago?
she got, yeah, when she got the one that said she got married because she thought she could change the guy she was with. And no, you can't. So when I was married, the person told me and the woman I married, she said, the way a person is before you marry, this is the way they're going to be afterwards. And
Right.
we both looked at each other and we both said, we got shit we got to change. And we changed together.
Hmm.
We checked each other. And, the marriage didn't last long because, she, of course, we split. We got back together. When we got back, she passed away. But
Hmm.
the time we did spend together, we always worked to correct the things that, okay, you don't like me doing this. I didn't like you doing that. Let's see which one is detrimental. Whatever was detrimental to our relationship, let's get rid of it. And that's
Right.
what we did. Like she smoked. And I said, you ain't smoking in the house. She didn't smoke in the house. In fact, she
I'm
stopped
scared
smoking.
to ask.
Yeah, she stopped smoking. She's like, okay.
What? Because
She
you
said
know,
that
if we
she
had eggs with you, what was she smoking?
cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cigarettes, not cigarettes. But see, when I met her, she was an addict. She was in a woman's house. She was in a woman's home. But she stopped. She had stopped. And she was smoking cigarettes. But I said, okay. I said, I won't, because I don't buy anyone cigarettes. Say, yo, buy me some cigarettes. I don't buy cigarettes. I don't give people money to buy cigarettes.
Right.
So anytime she had a cigarette, I would crush it. Of course, she would look at me like I just, ran over the dog or something like that. But she knew the deal, but she stopped smoking.
Okay.
Like with me, I had a problem. I had a mouth on me, raising my voice. And she would always be like, and I would calm down. Or she would give me a
Yeah, you
hug.
control like that.
But see, she was that's why I told that's
When
why I
when you
told you.
see this, you know you what you better.
But see, that's what I told that's why I married her. I wasn't ready for marriage.
You're not
I wasn't
listening.
married for marriage, but see, I knew what I had. Because see, what she would do this. I'll lower my voice, and she
You
would
don't
hug
listen.
me. She would hug me, and I would talk. And after a while, it got to the point to where she would stop doing this. She would just look at me and hug me, and I would say what I had to say. And then after that, I would just stop. I would just stop raising my voice, period, because I was so used to it. That's why I said I married her, not because I was in love with her, because I knew what I had. I couldn't let her get away. Don't start that shit with me. But see, that's what she would do. She'd be like, and I'd be like, and she would hug me, and she'd
Right.
be like, go ahead and talk. And I would talk, and then she'd let me go. And I'm like, yeah, she had that control. She had that mind control of me like Debo.
But you see that hand?
She had that mind control. But see,
I'm gonna
and I
change her from now on.
and see, I'm gonna say this to the men out there.
Okay.
If you meet a woman, you may love her, but you're not in love with her. If she's the one, you marry her, but you work with her. If she's the one, then you listen to her because you married her because she got that quality that you need. Because if you don't get it, somebody else gonna do it. But if you marry her, you need to work with her. If
How
she
you
got that,
know?
huh?
How do you know?
I knew because I knew how I felt around her. The way
Right.
she spoke to me, she respected me. The way she was, like a lot of guys say, what makes a man, what makes a woman? And
Right.
with her, I always say, what's a real woman? In my experience, a real woman can tame a lion. And I was a lion. I was a wild lion. And she tamed me. She was able to calm me down when I was wild. When I felt any type of way, she knew how to make me feel better. No sex wise. It's just she knew how to talk to me. She listened. She did all that stuff. And that told me I need to marry her. But once we get married, I need to treat her as if you just tap on it, she'll break because she had everything I needed.
Mhm.
Even though I wasn't ready for marriage, I married her. I don't regret it. I wish she would have lived and we stayed together. She's like my daughter's mother, which
Okay.
that too many people got involved in that relationship. And plus, I wasn't giving her the time. That's why I say that our relationship ended because of me. I wasn't giving her the time. And I always tell people, I messed that one up. I wish I didn't, but I messed it up. But and but don't use the one if she got all those qualities, you need
You
to humble yourself, man. Humble yourself. And this is not no simp talk. You need to humble yourself and you might have to bow down because if she's got everything you're looking for, then you got to give.
right.
Period.
Well, I want to thank Daytrick. That was
Me
great.
too. Me too.
Thank you for that
Daytrick need to
input.
show up more and stop disappearing and showing up a year. I ain't seen
Absolutely.
Daytrick on this show in about a year. It's been a while.
Um,
It's been a
He's
while.
busy. Look, busy man, busy man.
I know,
But
but it's been
no,
a
I got
while.
an idea.
Yeah.
Next week,
Hmm.
so Ham TV, I need you listening to. So next week, we're gonna do game. The show. The show is gonna be a game night show.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some things like I think maybe first hour, maybe like a Jeopardy or something like that. But
That'd be dope.
we're gonna have some fun. Do conversation starters.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be next week. Uh oh, okay. Datrix says he's gonna take us out. He said
Okay.
here's the reality. Relationships are not supposed to be stressful, energy draining, life depleting situations, all right?
Hmm.
We're supposed to be, or they are supposed to, wait a minute, they are
That's
supposed to
supposed
be
to
a
be.
dynamic that brings two people together, that
Hmm.
creates a stronger unit, that pours love and positivity into each other, that supports each other. Boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom.
That's a smart man.
I'm
They,
they
they
just
think I'm dating. I mean, I'm a fan of you, man, for real. That's the you bring it.
I like
That's a man's man right there. I'm just saying that's a man's man.
it.
That's a man's man. I
So
respect that.
definitely, yeah, I
That's a
enjoy it
man's man.
thoroughly.
I can
Brought me
roll
to
with
the
that.
point. Um, but yeah, next week we're gonna do a game night.
Mm.
It's gonna be game night, casual convo, game night, and the only way casual convo can do, in our way. So now we know how to get Bosco to. That's all we're gonna do. So thank you, Jude. I guess I gotta do it because he acting like he don't see nobody. Thank you, Jude. Thank you,
Oh,
Jay.
my bad. I was
Jay,
respond. I was
Chris,
responding to Rich.
and Daytrick, Patrick, Daytrick Brackett, Paul. Can I say one thing? Give me like 1 second. I mean, 5, 10 seconds. Paul, thank you. I don't even. It's no other words to say, but thank you. I appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Paul be marketing like he on payroll, and he
That's why
not.
I told him. I said, when we eat, you going. I told Paul. I said, Paul, when we eat, you're gonna
But
eat, man. You're coming to the table.
but the the level of support
Yeah.
that Paul has given the
Mm-hmm.
show is like remarkable, and
It's crazy.
I
Yeah.
mean, I appreciate everybody, but I
Yeah.
mean, he goes through limps like every
Yeah.
time. If I haven't even been on social media, he done posted tagged about 18
Yeah.
times, and I'd be like, damn, I'm slipping. But thank you.
Paul, you coming to the table when we start eating, man. We
I
got to,
appreciate
man.
it. Um, yeah. So thank you, Paul.
Yeah.
Um, thank you, everybody. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. It's nothing personal. My vitamin D is very low, and I'm a little tired.
I mean, you did
So
good. You did good.
yeah. So you want to take us out?
Of course. Once again, thank you for tuning into the Casual Convo Show. Watch us every Wednesday from 8 to 10 p.m. on Spotify, YouTube, and radio.org. Instagram. See us on X. You see us everywhere. Just Google us. We're Casual Convo. We're always around. Check me out 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Right before the show, I'm mixing everything. And I'm also on Mondays to Wednesdays from 12 to 2 during the lunch hour. Make sure you didn't know that, did you?
Cool.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Me. On Hair Radio.
12 to 2.
12 to 2. Yeah, I'm the lunch hour man. I'm the lunch man. The lunch lady.
Oh, we're not on Wednesdays.
I'm the lunch lady. Well, I'm the lunch man. The midday mix. Check me out. The midday mix from 12 to 2, Monday to Wednesdays. Check it out. We did some house today. Shouts out to Hand Radio.
Oh,
That mix I had, he played today. That was dope. That's one of my favorite mixes. Anyway,
okay.
but check us out every Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Casual Convo. Shouts out to Paul. Shouts out to Daytrick, who showed up after a year, but Daytrick brings it down. That's a man's man right there. Big respect. Jay Biggs, a James fan. We don't care if you're a Ravens fan. Shout out Chris Dixon, your baseball team. We sponsor you, the Richie Rich Sports Podcast. Let's make sure we get that banner up there. Shouts out to Jude. Where's my girl Fallon at? Man, I miss her tonight. Who else we had? We had Jay Nate in the building also. So many other people. We had the doctor showed up. I call him Dr. Doug. He showed up in the building. But anyway, I'm your co-host Bosco from the Bronx. For Rich Behind the Boards, check out the Hand Radio merch, handradio.org/shop. Get your hats, get your hoodies, get your shirts. For my host, who always brings it on, who put me on, who's baddest on the block, Coco. We are out till next week. See y'all. Peace.
See y'all.
Look what we got here.
I'm not.
We're gonna win. It's that kind of confidence that continues to amaze people who watch Dylan play, because he's doing all of this blind.
You know how I can't see, and a lot of people think that a blind person can't play football.
But this courageous youngster has proven those people wrong.
Rich about to get us shut down.
But where was he going?